Boom. What's up, y'all? Hey, it's your boy Lucha Threadz here with a special video. This video is going to help you learn how to measure yourself for any gear that you get through me. This is in corresponding to the sheet that you probably just got. I do update this a lot as I find new ways to always change the pattern to make it fit a little bit more better and nicer for you guys. So I'm going to go through the list and kind of go what I'm looking for. And if you have any other questions, you can refer back to this video or hit me up via text message. So the first couple measurements are going to be for your tights, whether it's overalls or tights. It all gets started the same way. Whether you're female or male, it's all measured the same way. So the first two measurements are going to be your natural waist or your waist. If these two are going to be different, then give me both. Your natural waist will be right where your belly button is. So you just measure all the way around. And then your waist would be where you would want it to sit. So if you want it to sit at your natural waist, put it there. If you want it to sit lower, some people put it a little bit lower, kind of like 3 inches below their belly button. That's another thing. Some people actually make it high-waisted right at the belly button or higher. So that's your preference. Make sure that you document that. And if you also doing low-waisted, natural waist, or high-waisted, please make sure that you message me. Your hips are going to be around your biggest part of basically your ass, your butt. If you're looking for it, you can see, like, if you bend your leg out, you'll feel this little hip bone. Measure around that. That's usually the biggest part of your waist. And the next couple ones are pretty straightforward. Your thigh, knee, calf, and ankle. Just measure around it. These will help me out and make sure that they fit very well. For the next one, your inseam. You're going to go inside your crotch here. Okay, you're going to take your measurement. You're going to probably need somebody else to help you out with this so it's accurate. Take the end of it, put it right inside your crotch, and then all along your leg, all the way down to your ankle. This will be your inseam. So you can think of it as your gooch to your ankle. Okay. Waist to hip. Again, depending on where your waist is, this is where your gear is going to sit. You're going to start at the top. And waist to hip, again, is to that bone. If you stick your leg out, you can feel like this little waist. Again, it's like the highest part, the thickest part of your yourself. So it should be around, let's see, like 5-6 inches, depending on what your measurements are. But yeah, that's going to help me out. Not necessarily an important measurement, however, it does fit comfortably if measured right. Okay. Hip length is again the same thing, but that's more for anybody getting trunks made. Waist to knee, again, where the tights sit to your kneecap. We talked about inseam. I'm sorry, inseam is the inside to the outside. The outseam, what we talked about, number 8, is from the outside your hip all the way to your ankle. So this very similar. One's inside the leg, one's outside the leg. Okay, crotch. This is another important one. Crotch, we're going to have 3 measurements from this one. One of it is going to be all the way around. Again, how you kind of want it to fit. A little bit, not too tight, but snug. Okay, and it's going to go between your legs, right through here, to where you want it to sit, all the way to the back. Let's see, let's move this hand. Okay, to the back. Something like this. You want to measure that. That will be your whole crotch. Then when we want to do the front and the back crotch, just to kind of make sure that they're right, you're going to take the one end, put it in your gooch, and then kind of do it to the front. Take that measurement, and then do the same to the back. And if you did it right, they should both be the same when I add them. Your crotch length and the front and back added together should be the same. All right. So the next and very important one is your crotch depth. You're going to have 3 measurements here. One of them might be the same for both, or you might have 2 different ones depending on how your proportions are. Usually people with a bigger waist or bigger hips or somebody with an ass has a bigger back crotch depth because it has to cover more. So your crotch depth is going to be from the top of your waist. Again, this is where you are going to have it sit all the way down without bending, and it's going to be right to where it starts to bend. So that you can kind of see, there's a picture also on there. Think of it as there's like an invisible line right where your crotch flat is parallel with the ground. That's where you're going to meet it. Not necessarily all the way down. That's already the crotch front. We don't need that. We need how high your crotch is going to be from the waist to your floor of your crotch depth. So like right here is the floor. This one over here is about 11 inches, 10 to 11 inches, depending on how high the waistband is. So that one's going to be very important. Measure it from the front, measure it from the back. Again, they might be the same. They might be an inch or two off, just depending. It makes more sense. Your back needs a little bit more room because there's more surface to cover around the ass. All right. If you have any questions about that, please rewatch the video. Message me. All right. All right. For overalls, if you guys are getting overalls, meaning or a bodysuit, and I didn't add the sleeves or anything, I just did overalls for this one. If you're going to get a bodysuit, we're going to need to cover this part. So we're going to need a couple measurements from here. We're going to need shoulder to waist. Anytime you see shoulder on this paper, it's going to talk about where your neck and your shoulders meet. So right here, this part right here. So we're going to go right here, okay, right at the top. All right, not here, right at the top. And we're just going to go down to your waist, all right? That's going to help me out at there. Finally, we're going to do waist to chest line. Your chest line is where your nipple is. So right here. Okay. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to do waist to the back of the neck. So kind of like here. Oops, there we go. Kind of like here. This is the back of the neck maybe. Right. If I was wearing a shirt, where would that back of the shirt be? It would meet right here, and then my waist right here. Okay. So those are the three measurements I'm going to be looking for that particular one. All right. Let's move on. Women's tops. Most important one. Here we go. Remember what I said. Shoulder starts where the neck and the shoulder meet. So make sure that if you see that anytime it's here, I'm going to remove these arms real quick. Help you out. All right, women's. Got to be accurate. All right. First thing we're looking for is the neck, around the neck. Boom. Okay. Around the neck, measure it. Okay. Across the back of the neck. That means in the back. Right. Think about if you're splitting your body in half front to back, you're looking only for the back half. So from one side to the other, right across here. Okay, just in case y'all can't see it. One more time. One side of the neck and the back to the other, not necessarily all the way across. Okay. All right, upper chest. We're gonna do a couple measurements here. A lot of these you'll see a 2 and then a blank line. That's because one of them is going to be all the way around, and then one of them is just going to be halfway. So here we go. Upper chest is going to be right underneath your armpits. Okay, right over here. Usually about 3 inches above. Measure that for me. All the way around, and then across. So again, kind of where it starts here, on this end here, like your armpit line in the middle of your armpit. Boom. And then all the way across again to the other side of the armpit. All right, not necessarily half, but pretty close to it. All right, so now we're going to do the bust. The bust is going to be very similar to the males, the chest line, right across the nipple. Okay, make sure you measure that. Your bust span is going to be nipple to nipple. All right. Shoulder length. Again, your shoulder starts here to the end of the shoulder here. Okay, right here. Boom. And now we're getting into the good stuff. Shoulder to upper. So again, shoulder to upper. That kind of line, invisible line where your armpit meets right here. Okay, upper chest. And then you're going to go same down to your nipple, which is going to be your bust. And then you're going to keep going all the way to the under bust, meaning where the bottom of the band is going to be. The bottom of the band. The bottom of the band. Okay, so upper bust, under. Okay, and then finally you're gonna go to the waist. All right. Now the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna measure the same things, but instead from the neck, we're gonna measure it from the chest. This is where your collar's gonna end and start, and then it's starting to cover. So this is very important. Make sure that it's accurate as possible. So we're gonna do neck to upper chest area, neck to bust line, okay, neck to under bust, wherever you want it to sit, somewhere in the rib cage area here, as long as it's covered. All right, and then we're going to do neck. Let's see. No, we're good there. We're good there. We're good there. And then finally, the side length. If you guys could just give me the side length from your armpit all the way down to where the under bust needs to go, where you want it to sit. All right. So check it. If you have any questions, make sure that you DM me, text me. You got my number, and stay Lucha Lit. Yeah.